Hello, I am Evil Dictator Gonzaki slash Internet Personality Gonzaki slash This is the Young Republicans podcast. Um, I guess today we're going to be wishing in Bulbazac and Eddie as the permanent co-hosts because we have a guest host here with us today. So introducing them as guest hosts just seems disrespectful. So
Wait,
minions, introduce
we, we,
yourselves.
we got our permanent minion card? Yes! Hi, I
You're
am
still gonna
Bulbasaur.
die.
I know, but just I have this. Oh man, I lost the card.
Ha ha.
Can you let your friend introduce himself?
I dropped it in the lava.
Well, simply put, I'm Neon. And why is my shirt red? Why does it say Enterprise underneath it?
Jen, I told you this before. Just because you keep on having problems with my respawner doesn't mean you have to get a new minion. I'm perfectly fine. Hey, look, flying kitty.
Wait, does this cat have buttered toast strapped to its back? Because that was an experiment. It seems to have worked, and I can't find him.
Was that the same experiment that produced that really annoying blue pixie?
Yes.
Yeah,
around?
same
Hey,
one. I think it escaped
Yep, there
with
she goes.
along the rainbow. There it is.
I forgot Neon Cat was still a thing. Oh my god.
I just did it on my phone just because.
Hello, I'm Nigel Thornberry.
And wait.
Where'd he come from? Where'd he go?
How many-
from the south to venture over?
Jen, how many people do you have on this island?
Me, the minion spawner, a cat,
And
and a Pop-Tart. Alright, let's get ourselves started.
Eddie, feedback.
That's where that's coming from.
It's always Eddie. Haven't you learned yet?
This is why we can't have nice things.
She said.
This is why we get buttered toast cats.
Yeah, it's weird. Alright, to start, lovely Kickstarter stuff. Obsidian is kickstarting and almost has fully funded Project Eternity, a new PC exclusive dungeon crawler in the same vein as Baldur's Gate, like the standard American RPG. You have your stalwart hero who somehow looks like Conan the Barbarian, and you go and kill stuff, get loot, and eventually you may have more than a petty loincloth.
So blah de blah de blah de blah. Our game has Eternity in the title, which means we'll be milking you for all eternity. Got it.
Yeah, like Star Ocean till the end of time, and its continuous $20 DLC.
So find
Why
out
did-
how
It's a
these
joke.
Kickstarters are working.
Nah, I don't know. It doesn't sound like my type of game.
Yeah. Well, it's a PC game, so of course it doesn't sound like your type of game.
Ha ha ha.
Zynga is countersuing EA over the Vil controversy. I believe that was, we talked about that earlier this year. It was the thing they got angry. EA got angry because the Vil looks a lot like The Sims, so they decided to sue, which is like Halo suing Call of Duty because they have bullets.
Now, my only question is, when is Apple going to start suing them?
You know
When is
what?
Apple going to start suing trees?
If-
Exactly.
If Apple starts suing them, I want them to televise this. This might get interesting.
Well, you see, Farmville has these trees, right? And there are a few things that come from trees. Money and apples. And as you can see, we have a lot of both.
So they're taking our idea.
Pop. Just
Project Greenlight has brought us Black Mesa, the Source Engine recreation of the original Half-Life game. So
Actually, that's a joke. Haha, fat chance.
I got it.
That took me a second.
Yeah.
that is just so rude.
But yeah, so if you have,
Eddie, if you didn't get it, you just need to play Portal.
No, I got it, but it's just like that is just so rude.
yeah, so this allows people, including myself, who have played Half-Life 2 but never bought Half-Life 1 to enjoy it without straining their eyes on the even for the time not so great graphics.
So in other words, you're saying that I'm forgetting the name now. Valve. They're still scared of the number 3. They just don't know how to count past 2.
Well, they're not the ones who made this. This was an indie thing. A bunch of volunteers made it for free.
Oh, I see how
But,
it is.
and you know what? This just
I
goes
thought
to
the
show
same
that.
thing as you, though.
Sorry. This just goes to show that Valve is not as petty as Square Enix, because Square Enix would have heard this and sent a cease and desist order.
So would the Warner Brothers, because they recently put out a cease and desist on a group that was making a mod for Skyrim, which would have turned it into a Lord of the Rings game. A really good-looking Lord of the Rings game, by the way. So yeah. But I'm going to note this one. Whenever they put out a cease and desist, it's usually because they're planning on releasing something similar to what the cease and desist is going for. So we might see an open-worlded Latra game soon, which would be nice.
Actually, yeah, I would get that.
I would always welcome another venture to Middle-earth.
Now I want to go back and play Third Age again.
Yep. This should have gone in the idiot corner, but I'm not sure whether these two are idiots or they were just doing their job, because you can never really trust Bohemia Studios. 2 alleged employees of Bohemia, the makers of the Arma franchise, have been arrested for espionage. They snuck onto a military base in Greece and were taking photos of the technology there, and when they were arrested, they said, yeah, we're taking these pictures because we're working on Arma 3. And Bohemia made an announcement saying that those were indeed its employees, but they were on holiday, and they were not collecting photos for the game. But can we trust them is what I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just from cursory read, it sounds like the employees. I mean, I can buy that. You know, we're making the next Arma franchise, and I believe that Arma is one of. There's several franchises like this because I believe it's one of the franchises that is about really big on realism. So if it's really big on realism, it makes sense if they're working on Arma 3, they would want to have some real photos to actually go and refer to as they're making the game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. As you said, the bread and butter of the Arma franchise is, hey, look at how real our games are. You actually have to stop and take a piss every 2 hours in game.
But here's the thing, though. If you're gonna, when it comes to any kind of thing like this, you could probably pick up the phone and call and be like, "Hey, we're doing this. We have a game that's coming out. We're
Not
gonna
if
come
the
out.
technology is not publicly, or not. They don't want the stuff publicly out, because that's probably why they arrested them. They got pictures of something that was still quote top secret.
Then there's your problem for getting arrested, you bunch of dumbasses. Whose bright idea is it to sneak on a fucking military base to get pictures?
Mine.
Question is,
Sorry,
how well was this thing
sorry,
protected?
sorry, guys. I gave you that fake key. My bad.
I'm pretty sure they would at least show them some things, but things that are quote-unquote top secret, yeah, they're gonna hide those away. Things that are public knowledge and that are, military knowledge, I'm pretty sure they can share those.
Now, my real question is, how do these guys get in? I mean, they're video game designers. I don't see them. I mean, unless the base they snuck into that was just run by a bunch of idiots, how they got in and got the pictures in the first place is beyond me.
Well, this is Greece. It was probably being run by Mikhail's Navy.
Seems legit.
And
There you go.
And probably one, the guard who was supposed to be on duty probably was lethargic and fell asleep, dumb bastard. And for 2, I don't see these 2 game developers being fucking Solid Snake at that point.
I don't
So
know.
it's-
I bet they're going to have plenty of Solid Snakes in prison.
It's a penis joke.
This is an older story, but since Borderlands 2 is coming out soon, Eddie brought it up. The Gearbox did an awesome thing last November and honored the passing of one of their fans with a eulogy from Claptrap, which was touching. I gotta admit, I do cry every time I watch the damn thing. And he's getting an NPC in the game. So, good job, Michael Momorill. Died from cancer, but immortal inside a digital disc.
Nice to see Gearbox actually supporting their fans yet again.
Yeah.
They're good for that.
Gearbox is an amazing company to do that.
Except they did come out with Duke Nukem Forever, so should we really?
We can
I
forgive
still
them for
don't
Duke
acknowledge that
Nukem
game
Forever,
exists.
though.
Well, in a way, they were trying to honor some fans there. It just didn't work out as well.
Something that seems like it should have taken forever.
Indeed. Terraria is going to be available for 360 and PS3 next year, so I think everyone should play this game just because it's one of those. Well, if you have friends, have everyone get a copy of this game. It should be only $10, and enjoy hundreds of hours of fun time similar to Minecraft, but two-dimensional. If you what's it, Bulbasac? You like Zelda 2? You'll probably like this.
No, I defend Zelda 2. I find the game really, really hard. I hope to beat it someday, but I do defend the game because I understand it, at least.
Now here's some good news. Sony announced in a little press release that the Vita the launching lineup, the lineup of games they have planned for it will not be as port-oriented as the PSP's was, which is nice because the PSP had a lot of good games, but they were overshadowed by the games that came over from other consoles.
Now, what exactly does port-oriented mean? I'm not too savvy with that one. That term.
Port, as in, say we make Blaze Blue for Xbox and then port it to
okay, I hear you.
PSP.
That's what you mean. Okay, I get it.
I can honestly say this is probably going to be one of those bullshit lines. They're just saying, "Oh, we're not going to do this," and then once funding and stuff starts going under, it's like, "Shit, guys, we got to start doing this." So let's just go back on our word.
Said this to get the Vita into the spotlight for a bit.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're
Probably.
Next, they're probably going to announce an Okami game, a remake of Okami for that soon. So.
That's the one thing I did enjoy about the original PSP. However, they seemed whenever they released a game, if it tied into a series, it was like a prequel to it, just with about any big name series.
Yeah. They did that for Gears of War, I know. That game wasn't half bad.
I think you mean God of War.
God of War.
He always does that. He always gets those two things fucking flipped.
Yeah, God of War, Final Fantasy, Silent Hill.
Gears of God. We're making that game now.
Wow! Over there. Know your place, mortal.
Dunk.
And that's how the Gears died.
Release the Kraken.
And then Ram drops his pants and you hear Dom, "Where's my wife?"
For our Canadian viewers, Canada is getting the 3G version of the Vita this November. I don't know why they didn't already have it. We've had it since launch.
Probably
I was about
because
to say,
Canada.
they didn't already have it? That's what kind of confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm assuming because I guess they assume cell phone usage isn't that high in Canada, and honestly, if it isn't, congrats Canadians. I don't know. A's and a boots to all. Alright, now here's one that I love. It's Microsoft is attempting to patent an immersive display experience. Now, what it seems to be is a device that would project images onto your walls and use the Kinect to tell where you are in the room to create like a cheap-ass holodeck. So if anyone ever wanted to live on the Enterprise, you can kind of do that.
I'll wait for the actual thing. But thank you very much, and then just continue to ignore the Kinect.
Wait till we actually have holodecks.
Wait till we actually have holodecks. I hear that Net2 is off having holosex again.
I'm going to highly doubt that, for one. For two, that was at least 14 will-save fails.
They'd probably buy a fleshlight, be like, okay, place fleshlight in quadrant B4C7, thrust
I'll
repeatedly.
explain the story to you later, my good man. I'll explain the story later.
You know somebody, if there was real holodeck technology, somebody would trap somebody in there and force them to play a real-life game of Portal.
That'd be
Of
fun,
course.
actually.
As long as they haven't turned the safeties
Now,
off,
jump
yes, it would be
down the
fun.
pit. Jump down the pit.
And whenever they speak, they have it digitized so it's Gladys.
I do not hate you.
And I didn't actually. I thought this was originally Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, but now that I know it's Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, I have to think. Number one, they have 2 R words in their name, and number 2, they had to make up a word for their title. You couldn't go with revenge or vengeance. You have to have revengeance.
Honestly, when I first heard that title, my first thought was, oh my god, how was that name not taken?
Yeah, revengeance is one of those words that you could have copyrighted. In fact, I wish I'd have gotten to it first. I'd have a game series called Revengeance, and they'd have to buy the name off of me.
The name itself is just so corny and cheesy, but why do I love it? I don't know.
But speaking of that, the 360 version has been canceled in Japan. But
Oh, you
if
mean it
you're
wasn't canceled before? Rats.
apparently they still had it going. I don't know why they make anything 360 in Japan unless they're we're still getting the 360 version. So if you like Metal Gear Solid,
There was also
have
Tales
some-
of Vesperia. So.
Well,
your Metal
no,
Gear
I
can
wasn't-
rise.
Sorry, I
I'm
wasn't
surprised that, Hideo
talking
Kojima
about.
would actually cancel that.
I haven't.
I'm so confused.
Everybody's talking at once. Nyah.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about the 360 version. I was just talking about the game in general. I thought it had been canceled by now.
I think you're thinking of the one that had the fruit slicing. What was that one called?
I thought it was Revengeance.
Yeah, it is Revengeance.
Oh, that's what that.
It's
was.
the same game.
I thought
They've been working on it for like 20 years now. No, probably more like 5 or 10.
Yeah, all I want is to play Fruit Ninja, so I have Fruit Ninja. I don't need to buy a game with Raiden in it.
And before it was just called Metal Gear Solid Rising. That's what it was originally called. And then came
That
Hideo Kojima.
explains, the Revengeance is what threw me off. So okay, let me get this straight. In this game, you're going to bust into Hideo Kojima's office and kill him for making a game with Raiden as the protagonist again.
Yes.
Slightly. I didn't like him in number 2, but in this game it looks like he actually has potential. What I actually want to see them do is, please God, actually do this. Have Raiden as a either unlockable costume as Gray Fox from the original Metal Gear game.
Gray Fox! The Wii U won't be sold by Amazon, at least here in the United States. I don't know what's with Amazon and Nintendo, but yeah, they're not selling the 3DS or the 3DS XL either.
They refuse to acknowledge their existence as a gaming company.
If that's the case, sure. It's either Amazon doesn't like Nintendo or Nintendo doesn't like Amazon. But then again, they're selling the Wii U in Europe, so who knows?
Or it's probably just because of their site getting crashed almost every time a new Nintendo thing comes out. So
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Build a better site.
they've got a good site, I give it that. It's just probably their servers get overloaded like crazy.
Yeah, well, we can't really blame them because the same thing happened to Blizzard, after all. Hey, look, topical.
Hey, we got it in there somehow.
Oh, and apparently Nintendo's actually... they never accepted Wiimote as the name for the Wiimote, but they are accepting WiiPad as the name for their new monolith clipboard controller.
You mean that Wiimote wasn't the actual name?
No, apparently it was not. They wanted it to be the Wii Remote. And it's not a remote, so fuck you,
I
Nintendo.
can't think of a single person that calls it the Wii Remote.
I don't think so. No, everybody called it Wiimote.
Yeah.
Why put that Re in there?
Yeah.
But yeah, those the Wii pads are not going to be available at launch. But this to me hints that there's probably going to be a console bundle where you can get 2, because why sell a console that can use 2 controllers and not make
Yeah.
it possible to get 2 controllers?
Why
That
sell a
makes-
console
that
that
makes
has 2
sense.
controllers though?
Hello Xbox and your 4 controllers.
Well,
Hello,
yes.
Wii U and your 6 controllers.
Well, yes, but it's a lot more along the lines of how many households are actually going to go, oh, well, I didn't buy the console that had the 1 in it, but hey, there's fucking 2 in it. Let's go. Yeah.
probably me. So,
Plenty.
but I'll wait.
But yeah, Wii U games. I believe Wii games were $49.99.
Yeah.
That's why I put this in here. Yeah, I've never actually bought one new. But yeah, so the Wii U games are taking the jump up to the $69.99 price point because Nintendo.
69. Oh man, no.
59, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, which makes me think that Nintendo has finally, jumped up and said, yeah, we can join the big boys club too, and then the new Xbox and PlayStation are going to come out and they're going to be like, well, crap, we're behind again.
Who would have
Well,
thought?
Likely.
the thing is, the $50 price point was nice. That was one good thing about the Nintendo games on Nintendo systems is they were cheaper, and they're still good games. I'm not surprised that it's jumping up to $60 price point because of economy. So.
Indeed. Now let's idiot corner. All right. Now Neon here is a big Bayonetta fan.
Very much so.
Why it's a good thing we got him here today. Bayonetta 2 has been announced as being published by Nintendo, which if you know anything about Nintendo, that means, boom, Wii U exclusive. And the problem is, with this being Wii U exclusive, is no one's really accepting that the Wii U is the next generation of console, so they can't really claim that it's just a next-gen step up. And because the first game came out on 360 and PS3, it didn't come out on Wii. So they're not even jumping up from the same console. They're just jumping from one console to the other. And this is the quote that makes this our Idiot Corner contender. Quote from the CEO. Bayonetta is a brand that we want to see become stronger, reaching the hands of more and more gamers. Let's break this apart. They want to see it become stronger. I can kind of see this in the fact that if Nintendo hadn't stepped up, there would not have been a Bayonetta sequel.
Exactly.
It just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, which is good.
Because I found out that they're the ones who approached Sega about this, so good on you, Nintendo. But reaching the hands of more and more gamers. By going to the Wii, you are not going to do this. Why? The Wii and Nintendo is the brand name of little kids whose games are bought for them by their fussy mothers. Our fussy mother is going to look at a prostitute in a leather leotard and go, well, little Timmy will love this. And little Timmy would love this. And his little Timmy would love this.
That is a fact.
I am going to stop you there. While we and the Wii U have more little kids on the system than any other systems, there are some hardcore gamers on the system who would appreciate Bayonetta. What's stupid about this is coming in the hands of more gamers. If you want to reach more gamers, you don't make it exclusive. You put it out on every single system.
Exactly.
That way, it reaches the hands of all the gamers. This has nothing to do with little Timmy because they're going to buy the games they want to anyway. There are just as many hardcore gamers on Nintendo systems as there are on other systems. Okay,
Here's
maybe
your issue,
Xbox
though.
has some more.
Yeah, but here's the next part of it, though. They've now alienated their fan base, so they're going into this new game without a fan base, essentially.
Yeah.
Here's your other issue,
that's
though. Okay, let me grab this floor real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. One, if not for Nintendo, this, like you said, this would not have happened. They would have just left this game on the cutting room floor. It would not have come out. While it is exclusive, yes, that's shit. But, it just now sold over 2 million copies. It took them 3 years to sell. Actually, it hadn't even sold 2 million copies. I'm looking at the VG charts now. It didn't even touch 2 million copies for the Xbox and PS3 combined. It just now sold 1 million copies for the PS3 alone. You have all these fans who are quote-unquote alienated, but yet, when the game came out, back in 2009, you didn't see very many gamers just like scooping and picking it up.
Well, yeah, it was a brand new IP. You don't see a lot of people, because that's the way the gamer is. The gamer's this shy guy. He wants to stick with things he knows. So when something comes out, he's not going to pick it up immediately. Like, take Psychonauts. Psychonauts is a runaway hit game, but it bombed when it first came out. The company who made it, the publisher that made it went out of business. The company nearly went out of business. And
Yes,
now
and
the
you-
game is a classic that has millions of people who own it and love it.
Yes,
To
and
the
now
point
you
that they're
also have
making an
people who
HD
are
remake.
screaming at the top of their lungs, we want new IP, we want something new, we're sick and tired of the old shit. You get something new.
Indeed, they want new
Oh.
IP, but they don't actually practice what they preach. The gamer
Exactly.
wants new IP, but they're not willing to buy new IP.
But also, as far as the whole will, mommy pick up little Timmy this game? Mommy's stupid enough to pick her 7-year-old Call of Duty, so I'm pretty sure she's
Well,
not
yes,
going to
because
care
Call
about a
of Duty
prostitute.
would look a lot more wholesome than Bayonetta. Because remember Bayonetta's
I don't
first
know. I
game's
think
gameplay.
Bayonetta does look pretty wholesome.
Well, yes, she looks pretty wholesome, but I'm pretty sure if Mommy saw the trailer when her clothes fly off for her special attacks, that she wouldn't even let little Timmy have the game when he was 40 years old.
Now,
But yeah,
there's one
she'll
thing I do
let her
wanna
little Timmy
mention.
have the game where he can blow somebody's brains out, no problem.
I don't think you're taking into account the modern day mommy. I mean, the modern day mommy does that on a daily basis. I mean, the whole taking the clothes off. This could be like a way of their bonding experience now.
Good point.
That could work.
There's also the modern day mommy who just drinks all day and gets the kids the games to shut them up
Yup.
so they can sleep.
Exactly. So that's why I could say this could reach the hands of more people. This could be a thing that to where it, like, maybe in a week or a month for that matter, it could sell as many copies as it took them 3 years to sell.
Though there are two things I do want to mention about that in general. The first one, the Bayonetta sales records you were looking at, I'm sure that, I don't know if I did or didn't, but taking into account the used game sales, the majority of people probably picked that thing up used as fast as they could.
I bought that for you brand new.
That was used.
It was close to brand new. It was the day after!
It was the day after, but it was
Which
used.
tells me that someone got their copy of Bayonetta and then traded in. So I'm assuming either that is really good feat to be able to beat a good length game with difficulty similar to the Devil May Cry franchise with only one hand.
Yeah.
True enough.
Here's what I was going to say is I think the idiotic stuff thing about this quote is again just the second half because it's counterintuitive. But listening to Eddie, I think he may have a point that it may do actually better on the Wii U, because what you have to consider is the hardcore gamers that are Nintendo fans. Sure, some of them are like us that we own multiple consoles, so it's not a worry. But there are some that are Nintendo exclusive, and these people will be picking the game up. And the thing is especially with how Nintendo has been getting slammed by the quote unquote hardcore gamers. You just now, Jinzaki, as well. There's a lot of hardcore gamers because of what has happened with the past 2 generations that are Nintendo exclusive, that are more likely to give new IPs a chance, especially if they hear these are good.
Oh,
So
I'll
I
give you
think
that one.
I think
The
Bayonetta
Nintendo
2 has a
fans
lot better
love
chance on
their
Wii U.
exclusive content. So yeah, there's the big possibility that the Nintendo exclusive gamers will pick the game up. I just don't think that the game will sell as well on a single console as it did on 2.
I think
Go ahead, Bubba.
I think that it should have been if you want to reach as many gamers as possible, it makes sense to try a multi-platform launch. And if you're not going to do that, don't say you're trying to reach as many gamers as possible. Say that maybe it'll allow us to strengthen the brand by reaching some new types of gamers, and that new game that some people will come over to Wii U and play Bayonetta and will strengthen that way. I'm just saying that don't discount the hardcore gamers and the fan base on the Wii U and put them all into a little box, because yes, Nintendo can't get out of the family-oriented, but the family-oriented mindset helped them through the Wii launch, and then they brought in the hardcore games to match. And not a lot of people really think that when they think the Wii. There were a good handful of hardcore games on the Wii.
I will go on record, and you can mark my word at this very podcast, that this Bayonetta 2 will probably, within its first year, within the first, I would say, 6 months, will sell as many copies as it had taken them 3 years to sell in the first 6 months to a year.
All right, well, our pocket mining demographic wants to say something, so let's give him a chance.
There are two things that one thing I would have liked to see the Bayonetta team have done to try and get their game on another platform, and another thing that might actually be good about Nintendo now having Bayonetta. I'll just go with Nintendo having Bayonetta first. That might mean that Bayonetta may make it into a future Super Smash Bros. Game. That, to me, just sounds like it'd be an interesting thing with her basic moveset and whatnot, to see her among Super Smash Bros. Characters, obviously turning down her more pornographic moves.
That works. I can see that. It's one of those things where she can use the guns on her feet, and
yeah, like he said, she's got a rather unique moveset, so she would, if anything, she'd bring interesting flavor to a Super Smash Bros. Game. The ability to stand on her hands and still shoot people, for one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And like for her final smash, she can use her demonic thing, but they just do something to where it, covers the quote unquote naughty bits.
If anything, make it funny when the stuff comes off. Make her wear a wedding dress or something.
Or maybe just in seriousness, the clothes doesn't come off at all. It just kind of like that demon dog thing just comes from her body itself. The fans will understand it, and it'll be still safe for the whole family.
Yeah. Now the other thing you wanted to mention?
The other thing is just something that would have been a whole shot in the dark thing that I know it's not going to happen. I know it would never happen, but to me, just the thought of it sounded pretty cool. Sega, since they've been circling the drain for a while, obviously needed somebody else to help them make the game. And another team they've pretty much had a relationship with for a short while, but still enough, is Team Ninja, who's made the Ninja Gaiden games and the Dead or Alive games.
Because we need to give the prostitute witch some breast physics, damn it.
Exactly.
I mean, is it one of those things where do you really want Team Ninja touching that, though?
Team Ninja themselves aren't bad. It's they've had some bad team-ups in the past, but they themselves make very solid games.
Yeah, I mean, Team Ninja's they're going to drop.
You can make all the jokes about the breast physics and stuff, but they make sure that you will never see their characters naked in game.
True. I think.
One thing I also thought about the Sega Nintendo team up that allows them to actually bring a sequel to Bayonetta is maybe this provides some hope for Sega to. I know we talked maybe a few months back about, or maybe it wasn't. I don't know whether we talked about it or whether it was basically where Sega was focusing just on a few franchises, and they weren't really expanding because of the tough financial times. Maybe this will open the door so Nintendo will help publish some of their games a lot more often. So maybe we can see some Sega franchises that weren't getting as much love actually start to come out of the woodwork and revive. I would not mind that at all.
And maybe they'll finally take Sonic out back behind the woodshed, put 2 barrels between his eyes, stuff him, mount him, and repurpose him.
That is so wrong, but it is so fucking hilarious.
You can actually picture it, dude. Just the bewildered look in his eyes is just the 25 other random Sonic characters stare just in shock and awe from the distance.
Yeah, the way
they
I
would
look
be
at
able
it
to
is,
stare.
the shock and awe in his eyes would come every time they release a bad Sonic game.
The sad part is now I'm imagining a comfy room with a fireplace, Mario sitting in a chair, and above the fireplace is a mounted Sonic head.
Yes!
It is.
Don't forget the shoes sitting on the mantelpiece to remind him that he beat him at the Olympics.
And then Mario puts down his book, looks up at Sonic, and goes, "You're too slow."
All right, let's move on to our next little bit. Not going to be talking about many of these games because a lot of them are shovelware. But we got the Wii U launch lineup. They refer to it as the potential launch lineup, so some of these games might not make it out in time. But
They're launch window lineups.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking at NBA 2K13, which, sports game, you're going to get them. Then we're looking at Jeft Tailfin by Maximum Games. I have no idea what this is. Let's take it to the good old Google-matron.
It sounds like some sort of weird sports racing game.
Yeah, the tail fin, it seems kind of self-explanatory, but Jeff. Oh man, okay, maybe someone misspelled it. Yeah, apparently it was misspelled. That's 2 T's.
Jet Telfin. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Jet
sounds like a
Tail.
racing game.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a racing. It actually sounded more a fish racing game.
Oh God, shoot me now.
It's a fish racing game.
That's your shovelware.
Yeah, more shovelware. All
Game
right,
no one's gonna
Madden
buy,
NFL 13, more shovelware.
Yawn.
EA Sports FIFA Soccer 13. I've been waiting for. I might actually try out a FIFA game this year. Mass Effect 3, we knew that one was coming.
Yeah.
We've already said all that needs to be said about it.
Yeah.
In fact,
Most everybody has played it, and no one wants to play it again.
Yep. Toki Tori 2, which is a weird game with birds in it that I believe I first saw on PSP. It's not a bad game, all things considered. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, of
Because
course
we-
there's going to be a Monster Hunter game.
Because we need another form of Monster Hunter 3. What? Didn't they port? Didn't they port a form of Monster Hunter 3 to the 3DS, and now there's one going to be on Wii U? It's
Yeah.
like okay, we tried it on Wii. It was kind of, I wouldn't say a big hit, but it got a few people.
Don't forget they also ported it to the iPhone.
Yeah.
Of course, Zombie U. We've said a few things about that. Looks interesting. Not really worth picking up a console for, though, because, well, new
Yeah.
IP. Give it a chance, but...
Yeah.
If you're getting the console anyway, get it. If you're not sure about the console, wait a while and then pick it up later.
Indeed. Just Dance 4, because it's a Wii, it's got to have a Just Dance game. Avengers Battle
Captain
for
game.
Earth, because Neon will take this one. I'm not a big...
I don't know if this is just a copy pasta of a PlayStation Online game and a Xbox arcade game I've seen before, but there's been so much going on with Avengers games being canceled, little spin-off games, that it's just kind of sad.
It looks like a fighting game from images. Oh, wait. No, it actually looks like an Ultimate Alliance game, so they're ripping off Marvel. Ha,
Because it
ha,
is
ha.
Marvel.
That was the joke. Yeah, it's looking more and more like or a 3D fighter. I don't know.
Oh, that's kind of cool. All right, from what I'm seeing, there was a older fighting game by Marvel a while back called Marvel Nemesis: Rise of the Imperfects, and for the handheld PSP that they released, the fighting screen was pretty much like from right behind your character. So it was like a one-on-one game you saw from third person behind your character and just had at it.
Yeah, it is an interesting one. The Rabbids Land for Rayman fans, I guess, or even if
Okay.
you don't like Rayman, maybe you just like the Rabbids.
Jen,
Yes.
I'm, as much as we kid Sonic, and I did like Sonic fan, he doesn't need to be shot between the eyes. These things do. Kill them quickly. Why won't they die?
That scream! I would hate them if it wasn't for that scream and that look they get in their faces while they do it.
Plunger. I love plunging those little bastards when you get a headshot on them.
Can I get that scream one more time?
Okay, give me a minute.
He's probably got to text himself to get it.
I've got a geek soundboard, dude.
Ah,
Oh my god.
I can play anything on here.
why not Zoidberg? Whoa, copyrighted.
No.
We're gonna get a cease and desist from Square Enix now. Oh crap!
Oh, son of a.
So when's Apple gonna try and sue us?
Let
next
me go
week.
get some fruit. We're making our own company. Our publishing house is going to be called Banana. I'm actually thinking about doing that now, just naming the company Banana.
Can we name it Pear?
Yes, make it very similar to their logo. Oh, they would be pissed.
It's the bites out of the bottom.
Yep. We're getting Assassin's Creed 3 on the Wii U. Yay.
As much as I am excited for Assassin's Creed 3, I'm getting on the Xbox. So sorry.
Like,
Yeah, I'm getting it on this Xbox too.
They're releasing a game. Yet another system. Not system. Another game with a broad history and the franchise behind it, but they're releasing the last installment of it.
Well, at least it's better than the Mass Effect 3 one, because one of the big things on Mass Effect 3 is the ability to port your save game from copy to copy. Mass Effects 1 and 2 won't be on the Wii U, so you can't port your save data.
Well, if I had to make a shot in the dark as to what they'd do, remember how Mass Effect 2 had the little motion comic thing that let you make your decisions?
Yeah, I know, but it's not as good as
Yeah.
porting over the actual thing, because you miss out on a lot of opportunities. Let's see, we're getting Rayman Legends.
The better Rayman game.
Yeah. Sports Connection. It's an Ubisoft game, so I'm going to assume it's not shit, but
We'll see.
Your Shape Fitness Evolve 2013. So yeah, that thing I said about Sports Connection, yeah, Ubisoft is shit. Nano Assault Neo. Let's look up this. Come to me, Google Matron. I don't even know what the company is. Shen and
Add an N, and we have Nano Assault Neon, and that sounds like an awesome game.
Hey, I'm Neon.
Of course you're Neon.
It looks like this is like one of those health games where you try and save people's lives.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, except you're in a little mini spaceship blowing up viruses and stuff. We got Aliens, Colonial Marines. I'm not even going to Google that one. It just sounds boring.
Yeah.
I'll
Could be-
destroy you and everything you love and stand for.
From what I've seen, it could be promising. We'll have to see the first reviews on it.
I'm a raving diehard Aliens fan, and just about everything that there is to know about this game, I pretty much know it as.
Which is why I made that insult.
Yeah. I've got a giant tattoo of an alien's head on my left shoulder.
He does. Anyway, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, because we needed a really long name, so...
Essentially, if I have a choice of only... Well, if I'm picking the Wii U up on launch, I'll probably be picking this one up as well, because the first game was actually really good.
Yeah, it doesn't seem... it doesn't seem that bad.
It's a good kart racing game, and it's actually a lot more racing technical than Mario Kart. So you actually have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, that one you really had to actually master it. It wasn't just a pick up and play game, which I was surprised about.
I enjoyed it though. I'm actually excited about this one.
It sucked when I played it.
That's because you were forced to use the Wii mode and you didn't like it.
Again, sucked when I played it.
What I enjoyed, just to mention one last thing about it, then I'm going to get off the topic of it, was for the Xbox 360 version, they had Banjo and Kazooie as a extra kart to race.
Woot.
Trine 2 Director's Cut. This one's actually pretty good. This is normally a PC game, I believe. There might be a 360 version, I don't know, but it's the interesting bit of this game is the ability you've got one character, but there's 3 souls living in one body, and by switching souls, you switch your character's appearance and thereby your abilities. And it's one of those puzzle platformers. You use the abilities of the currently equipped soul to get through.
Now, one thing I've actually heard about trying to Director's Cut for Wii U is actually it's going to be you can play it like you could before. You can also play co-op, and they've changed some of the puzzles to actually benefit from that.
Yeah. This game, I'm not going to pronounce it with the exclamation points, but it's Tank. I'm going to assume there's tanks involved.
And I'm also going to assume no one cares.
Yeah.
It's one of those new IP games that I would have to look it up again real quick, but it looks... It's one that I would probably give a chance, just because.
Tank.
And speaking of T games, we got Quadruple T, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which I'm actually sitting next to a copy of, because Neon originally thought this was a game review podcast.
Whoops.
Talk about getting brought over on false pretenses. Wheel of Fortune, that's still a thing.
You might as well put Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together, because, Yeah,
Jeopardy. That's still a thing. Why don't we have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And if we read that later on in the list, I'm going to feel like a retard.
Because I don't think if you put that on the list, we'd also be going, is that still a thing?
Darksiders 2, Woot. It's not a very graphically impressive game, so I can completely understand this.
Yeah. again, another game that you probably already got on Xbox and no one cares.
Yeah, but then for the Nintendo diehards, this one's actually a good bone to
Yeah.
pick because Darksiders 1 was good, Darksiders 2 pretty good. Funky Barn.
What the
Moving
crap?
on. I don't want to think of what goes on in that barn. Probably a Scotsman and a sheep. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Because
Moving
Call
on.
of Duty has to be on everything with a screen.
That's kind of one thing I'm not exactly angry about because normally I just at this point I'm like desensitized to the Call of Duty whoring themselves out. But in all fairness, Nintendo does need a good Call of Duty game.
So let's hope Black Ops 2 is good like everyone's hyping it to be.
Oh, I use the word good loosely by Call of Duty standards.
Loose as a whore. 007 Legends because
What is that?
I'm assuming it's a
No,
James-
that's just a general question.
Yeah, it is a general question. What the heck? I'm assuming
What
it's
the-
a James Bond question, but whatever.
Can you take a Google search of that really fast? I want to see who they have as Bond. I'm hoping it's Daniel Craig since they
I'm
took
assuming it's Daniel Craig.
I'm just wondering with the title Legends is what the crap are we talking about here? And just the fact is, why is there a 007 game?
'Cause
And
they wanna
what
make
are you
a
trying for
007 game.
Activision? I'm suspicious. Blizzard.
I haven't a clue. Yeah, it's the Daniel Craig.
You know, the 007 games recently actually haven't been too terribly bad. The newest ones, Quantum of Solace and Blood Diamond, were actually really good.
Quantum Solace was good by Call of Duty standards, though, because it was Call of Duty if your main character was James Bond.
They also include like a duck and cover physics to it. The Blood Diamond is a lot more story oriented and whatnot. Third person view, whole different game engine, whole different gameplay, and was personally a lot better of a 007 experience on the newer consoles.
We got Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. They're still making those games. Does anyone buy those games?
I
Because
thought people
anyone
ju-
who would buy a Cabela's game has a shotgun, they go hunting, and the peoples that don't buy Cabela's games don't buy Cabela's games.
I bought a couple of those games 2 weeks ago.
I thought that, pretty much it wasn't a thing on consoles. People just went to the arcade, shot things and just went. I didn't even know it was a console experience because everybody's like, okay, I'm done after the arcade.
Wipeout 3, it's a racing franchise, good racing franchise, so another good racing game. Skylanders Giants for any of you Spyro fans.
Well, they are not even putting the pretense of Spyro in this one, so you have to wonder.
Oh. Rapala Pro Bass Fishing. This is the thing I said with Cabela's, except replace Cabela with Rapala, and you've got my argument here. Transformers Prime. Transformers has an iffy track record, so we don't know if this one will be good, but all of Cybertron was okay, so I'm going to assume this one's okay. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2, because, 2, we're going to say 2 a lot. And they want to get closer to the show Charmed, The Power of 3 will set us free or whatever.
Gay.
Scribblenauts Alt Unlimited, because we have a touchscreen now, so let's have fun with that.
Yep.
Game Party Champions, it's a WB game, I have no idea.
Troubleware.
Arkham City, we said everything we need to know about Arkham City about 2 months ago.
Go buy it on one of the previous systems if you haven't already. There's no reason to wait.
Well, this will give people who want the collector's edition and didn't get it the first time a chance to get it again. Plus, if anything, it looks like the touchscreen will make the game more fluid than having to open inventories and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Alien.
It's a bit trip game.
Okay. Yeah, Gaijin game, so yeah, I can see that.
I read a little bit about that. I guess for the first runner, Bit Trip Runner game that was released, that was kind of similar to this. When it went to Japan, they gave it a weird, funky co-title. So Gaijin Games decided to just beat Japan to the punch this time.
That's awesome. Let's see. Ben 10 Omniverse. You know what the 10 stands for? Don't buy it.
Shovelware. Shovelware.
The only interesting concept about that sounds like with a touchscreen using the touchscreen for this little tool thing he has in his hand, but that warrants
That's
a
as
rental.
gimmicky as gimmicky gets.
Exactly. That warrants a rental to me just to try the gimmick, and then you can easily just say, well, there was $2.99.
Wasted.
Kinda.
Let's see. Rise of the Guardians, the video game. If it has the video game at the end, I'm not even going to think about it. Unless it's like that one game. It was an indie game. I can't remember. It was something the movie. That was worth buying because it was fun as hell. Family Party, 30 Great Games Obstacle Arcade. Now, when they say 30 great games, don't buy it, because that means that you're going to get a game that's full of games that are worth $2 a pop. Those aren't fun.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's 30 great games when really it's only about 5 that you're really actually gonna want to fucking play. So.
Let's see, Zumba Fitness, because, well, we're going to have that Wii U board compatible probably, so might as well get use out of it.
Just goddamn it, no.
New Super, new Mario, new Brothers, new Wii, new U, new.
Essentially, this is your launch Mario game. There you go.
Which is a good thing, because Nintendo has proven that they can't really launch do very... Did we have a Mario game to launch with?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because there goes my joke. Because what's it? I know the 3DS didn't launch with Mario, I think, or was it? It was one
Yeah,
of those that
GameCube didn't launch with Mario either.
So this is the first actual console.
It launched with
you're launching
Luigi.
Yeah.
They launched with Luigi, which is a good game.
I think the last console. I'm not talking about any other platform because I can't remember the DS, but I think DS actually had one. But it was a port. The last, I think, console that launched with a Mario game was the N64.
Interesting.
And that was Super Mario 64.
Let's see. We got Game & Wario, which is obviously a Game & Watch pun, and yeah, it's WarioWare.
I miss the days when Wario actually, all he did was platformers.
Yeah, he did more surreal platformers because of the character, but it was
they bring him out every once in a while, going, see, we can still do a Wario platformer, and then they push him back into the game and stuff.
On the note of Wario and whatnot and Mario related stuff, why hasn't Waluigi gotten his own little spin-off game yet?
Because no one cares about him.
That's what I would say. I like Waluigi, but apparently not enough people do for him to get a game.
He makes a great sidekick. I don't think he'd do very well for a game.
Yeah, same thing you could say about Luigi. Hello, Luigi's Mansion. Oh God, I'm getting my ass kicked by a game.
Luigi's had a few independent game ventures.
Yeah. Let's see. We get Ninja Gaiden 3: Razor's Edge, which I think actually does make sense because this, other than just porting the game, this is going to be the definitive version of the game. So there's actually a reason for people who already own it to buy it. So, yay. Sing Party, because we're not releasing any more Guitar Hero games.
Sing Party, I remember this one. This one just looked like a way to make sure that you never lose your virginity. Don't buy it.
Or you might be drunk while playing it too, so... Yeah.
If you end up waking up and have this game,
who else plays karaoke games with drunk people, and who else gets laid but drunk people? This is actually the game to get you laid. Virgins, you want to get laid? Sing Party and a keg of Heineken.
I was about to say that you wake up, and if you wake up and find this game, you probably got drunk, went to GameStop.
Good times.
Yeah, check the trash can. You might also see a condom in there. If so, yay. If not, you might be a daddy. Nintendo Land. This seems to be like a Nintendoized version of that Wii U chat, or that Sony chat room.
Yeah.
Where you can dress up the way you can dress up as a stormtrooper and go and hump people's faces while they're trying to have a conversation.
Oh my God, I love doing that. Dressing up as a stormtrooper, going from little party to party, asking them to help me find the droids I'm looking for.
No, this Nintendo Land thing is more so the Wii Sports that was last game.
And
for last generation.
here's all I have to say about Nintendo Land: is this better be included with your console? Because if so, I don't think there's going to be.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is the pack-in title.
This
That's
better
the,
pack.
that's the deluxe. For the
Yeah.
deluxe, it's packed in. For the regular basic edition, sorry, you're fucked.
Well, the reason I say that is it's like I'm not sure how many people are going to go out. I don't think it's going to be a
I
mass
wouldn't.
seller.
In fact, I would just, if that's the pack-in title for the deluxe, I'll just go get the regular and get a game, spend my extra $50, $60 on a game I actually want to play.
Yeah,
No.
it comes with the deluxe, and also with the deluxe you get like 10% back on all your purchases. So
This next game, We Fit You. Honestly, that sounds hilarious.
It does.
I know.
You fit me what, Nintendo?
We would like to play.
Play with what?
Therein lies the question.
Now this one, The Wonderful 101. Back to Google.
That's the one. That was the P101 project thing.
I figured
Finish
that
up
was.
back at 3.
Yeah, I have, from screenshots, I have no idea what this is.
It's
It looks like a superhero game.
it's a
like a superhero high school. That's
yeah, it's like a
kinda
fighter
awesome.
game thingy.
Yeah,
Looks
We
really
throw heroes
fun.
at people.
looks like a World Rumble game type thing.
The dude looks strangely like Beautiful Joe.
Yes, he does.
Yes, it's kind of like that too, apparently.
Now for the game everyone's going to go out and buy.
Well, of course, Pikmin 3. This is the game that'll probably sell the console to a lot of people.
And Smash.
Well, yeah, but Smash isn't on this list.
I
Smash
know.
Release title.
And Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. This is for those people who like Dynasty Warriors and wish there was a Dynasty Warriors on the Wii, I guess. So yeah, I think this is a fairly solid lineup. You got your shovelware, but you got some games that I don't think a lot of these games will sell a console, but they're good games to pick up after you've found what sold you the console. Like I
Yeah.
could see Darksiders 2 selling the console to, say, a Nintendo fanboy who diehard Nintendo but doesn't have a reason to get the Wii just yet.
I think there'll be some people who will go out and buy Mass Effect 3, who will go out and buy Assassin's Creed 3, and those will be the people who have not bought them on other systems, basically
Yeah.
the Nintendo files. I think the main big games that are going to be really selling your system are the Nintendo games, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U,
I always kid
Pikmin
about
3,
that. I
and
honestly
maybe
think
one
the
of,
two
and maybe a
games
couple
that
of the
are gonna
Ubisoft
sell
games.
this system are Rapalas and Cabela's. Those are the games that are going to go down as the hardcoreiest of the hardcore games. Never
If
going to
I-
be another like them.
If I was to, I will be honest. If I was to actually get a Wii U online launch day, which is probably not going to happen, I think there's only about 2 titles I would probably think about picking up, and that would probably be Zombie U because that looks interesting, and Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed.
From now on, I feel the sudden urge just to refer to that Zombie U as Zombu.
Zambu.
Zambu.
Zombu.
Zambu.
Zombu!
Zambu.
That now makes me want to get to some Zambuki and play Zombie.
Payback.
Yep.
Boot.
Which I think says that it's about time to end this episode. So, from the land of Ginzakistan, minions, say something funny.
Peas.